even using his celebrity platform to advocate for But now you're telling me that his wife just moved out because of things that are about to unfold with the...
He went so far as to say that it's a one-sided situation, Piers. You never see me mention him. I simply go about my job, and you know that because you see me at work. This is a classic. In the midst of a feud that many people think has long since ended, Garrel is attempting to sway the narrative in his favor while dismissing 50 Cent's recent derision of his UK ban. It's almost as if he's attempting to regain some street creed. But hey, if Jeru wants to portray himself as the champion, who are we to argue? DJ Vlad is seriously tiptoeing on a tight RPP, and it will only be a matter of time until he takes a tumble. His constant criticism of people in the industry is insane, and he's out there asking questions that would make most people raise an eyebrow and ask, "What are you thinking?" Another layer to their legendary feud that doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. It seems as though he's testing everyone's tolerance for his contempt until someone says enough is enough, and fans have had enough. Vlad is in chump. That's all for today. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe so that we can see more like it. I don't even understand why all these famous people appear on his show. He's rude, talks over people, lights the match that burns down the house, and hides his hands.
So, can't tell that one either.
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body, and you gotta tell him no.
We support victims.
His story wasn't just about luxury and celebrity. Let's not forget the famous 2000 shooting, in which 50 Cent was shot 9 times in the car when he was in Cal Dawson's car. Part 3 also shows that 50 Cent was not happy about that, and he posted a screenshot of the video to Instagram with the bold caption, "I want this video taken down now." He wasn't subtle about it either. 50 has every right to be frustrated with Vlad since it appears like he can't quit nudging the bear. 50 responded by giving Vlad a reality check and a healthy dose of sarcasm. "Anything that comes out of my mouth, I ain't got nothing to do. I don't care what is in it," stated the man. Vlad had already been at odds with 50 Cent. The more wealthy Try-and legend once again called Vlad out personally. During an interview on Big Boy's Neighborhood, he recently disclosed something unexpected. He would have traded all of that spotlight with his gun-it brother Tony Yayo. But we were all together. I wish it had been Yayo, because then I could have done all of the business you see. This includes a number of significant projects, including some of the most popular TV shows, such as Power and BMF 50, Shoulders. But in true 50's style, he wasn't going to entirely blame himself and showed that it wasn't all his fault. He remarked, "Time, but you know it was, I'm in the driver's seat a lot of the time, and every time something goes wrong, it's your fault that you're not in control," he said. "I happen to become the record label. So if you ask artists why their careers didn't turn out the way they wanted, they blame the label. Stop talking. I was young, you know, and we were all crazy. I want to move on from it now that we all have children. Let's go back to the first shutdown." When it seemed like Vlad was looking for drama while Yayo was grooving on a different frequency. Yayo was praising D40 and highlighting 50's amazing beverage distribution agreements with multiple NBA teams. Vlad made the decision to change the subject and bring up the recent argument between 50 and Jeru, who had said that he was a curse on the Minnesota Timberwolves. However, when Piers Morgan pressed him about who would win a fistfight between the two, Jeru casually dropped a bombshell, saying, "That's happened already too, Piers. You gotta do your research." That's right, he's implying that they've already had a scrap. When asked about the outcome, Jeru didn't back down. Instead, he replied, "I did, Piers, come on, man." It is clear that Jeru is asserting victory. When Time magazine named Ashton one of the 100 most influential people that year, Diddy gushed over him, saying, "Ashton Kutcher is a sounding board for me like me. He's a fan of mine." During all of this, Ashton and Diddy were frequently seen together at events, parties, and so on. In 2010, Ashton was a regular at Diddy's famous Labor Day white party, you know, where everyone wears white and things probably get wild behind the scenes. Moguls in the new media. But we're like yin and yang mogul. He's all cool when I'm in your face. With Diddy facing charges ranging from stiff-ficking to racketeering, people are now unable to sell out. Suave cute, right? Fast forward to 2019, and Ashton is on Hot Ones getting grilled by Sean Evans while eating spicy wings. Of course, the topic of Diddy's legendary parties came up, and let's just say Ashton had a lot of stories he couldn't tell. In any event, Ashton Kutcher is definitely not the innocent person in all of this. Last year, Ashton and Mila were embroiled in scandal, and it was all because of some rediscovered videos like these. I'm wondering whether he knew more than he's letting on. The Kutcher reportedly received criticism for supporting Danny Masterson, who has previously suffered legal repercussions as a result of similar news claims. Danny Masterson was recently sentenced to 30 years to life in jail and compelled to register as a bearments. For example, Kutcher described his co-star as a role model with exceptional character in his letter to The Hollywood Reporter, explaining that Masterson was the reason he didn't turn to drugs. He also made it clear that if we were to meet or interact with someone who is using drugs, it wouldn't be a beneficial idea to be friends with them. In her letter, Star Kunis praised Masterson's abstinence from narcotics and said he had been a wonderful elder brother figure to her. Right? Disgust at the lawyered apologies that writer Yashar Ali posted on the website, but it's crucial to remember that the letters weren't ordinary character letters you would send to a friend. They were written with a lot of Scientology jargon and were meant to discredit the victims of Danny's drugging. While admirers pointed out the irony, another individual described the apology as more like, "Sorry, public." They said, "We didn't know that our letter would be read publicly, and we still want to support our horrible friend in court." Admirer said, "I hope no one forgot." It's intriguing that Ashton Kutcher, a co-founder of Thorn, supported a guy while claiming to support SA, who is being accused of this. After all of this criticism, Christina reappeared on Sunday on Instagram stories to clarify that she wasn't specifically referring to the SIRS, even though she acknowledged that recent events had caused her to reflect more on this. She started the post by saying, "Despite Kutcher's defense while operating a nonprofit that combats child exploitation, we have traditionally supported victims and will do so going forward." Together with his ex-wife Demi Moore, Kutcher co-founded Thorn, an organization that fights the unlawful human trafficking of children in the internet era, by collaborating with tech firms and law enforcement, saying, "What I wrote wasn't meant to seem so pointed." 6 million fans. Christina's choice of words in calling the act of people discrediting victims, in this case Ashton and Mila, a crime has raised some eyebrows, and some fans think there may be more to it than that. It's just something I've been thinking about generally, as various people's wrongdoings have come to light over the past couple of years. And I too have found it difficult to reconcile the person or people I knew with the things they did, she finished this story. And that Christina might be implying that these two celebrities should also be held criminals for supporting Masterson. One fan even commented on this, saying that she was correct about this, that they are extremely wrong for what they did, and that their apology is insufficient. They should also be punished. However, this is where things start to get interesting, as fans have apparently learned that Ashton isn't exactly as innocent as he would like us to believe. One of Danny Masterson's accusers is taking Ashley Kutcher to the Chrissy Bixler, who dated Danny in the past but has since come forward as one of several women to claim he dated her. Took to Instagram this weekend to criticize Ashton in response to the letters Chrissy posted on Instagram. "Dear Ashton." Woodshed did this after his court support of his old friend by resurfacing old footage that hasn't aged. When you contacted Danny on February 21st, 2001, you were on speakerphone, and I heard everything you said. Did you forget that I was there? I know the secrets your role model maintains for you that might lead to your demise. Michael Garalou left Ashley's apartment after Kutcher departed, was thereafter known as the Hollywood Fling. Ultimately, Ripper was convicted of. Chrissy also wrote to Mila, "I hope you start to think about what you went through as a kid on that set. Your old interviews are really telling." In addition, Chrissy shared a ton of old videos of Ashton and his wife Mila Kunis interacting, as well as one of Mila and Danny that feels really gross. One of the videos is from when Hillary heard the strategy. The date Chrissy is referring to, according to her, is the night Ashton's ex-girlfriend Ashley Ellerin was in her Hollywood Hills apartment. Ashton had called her multiple times that evening and ended up going to her house, where he later testified that he saw a liquid on the floor through the window that he initially believed to be red wine, but that was actually blood. After assuming she wasn't home, Duff made an appearance on Kutcher's show, Punk'd. And the strange part of it is when presented the child star, who was 15 at the time, Ashton said, and she's one of the girls who were all waiting to turn 18 in another video that she shared of Ashton and Mila discussing how they first met and showed their first kiss on set. These videos have gone viral online, with many fans calling for Ashton to be cancelled. We need more Ashton Kutcher recordings since he and Danny were obviously snooping on these young girls. One fan left a comment, while another added something repulsive. In any case, what's really intriguing about this situation is Mila Kunis's abrupt and suspicious silence regarding the entire Diddy situation. For weeks, there have been rumors of a breakup between her and Ashton, and sources close to the couple say that Mila is becoming uneasy about Ashton's relationship with Diddy, particularly since the FBI is allegedly now looking into all of Diddy's associates. A real sound from a gossip podcast about the allegations of Ashton and Mila's breakup suggests that Mila could be working behind the scenes with the police. Given that she has been with Ashton for years and would have had access to his private work world, it makes sense that she has distanced herself from him. There are even rumors that Mila has been speaking with federal investigators, giving them important information that could reveal Ashton's involvement in Diddy's criminal circle. If that is the case, Ashton's world could be about to fall apart. Diddy has been in the news for weeks. It has been reported that Diddy Combs is not eating while incarcerated, possibly because he believes someone is attempting to poison his food. There is a lot of conjecture that Diddy may be refusing to eat in jail because he fears being arrested, taken away, and made to appear as though he committed suicide. Sources say Diddy's anxiety is at an all-time high because his testimony may reveal information on powerful figures. And mark for some, it's simple to dismiss Diddy's anxiety as paranoia, but for others, this is the start of a strength. A far bigger tale. What's causing suspicion is the timing. Diddy's test is coming up, and rumors are that his testimony could rock the entertainment industry's foundations. His fans are afraid he won't live long enough to tell his story, and their fears have grown since other well-known people who were supposed to testify before Diddy mysteriously. Larry Levine, a former prisoner in the business, has stoked speculation that Diddy may have completely ceased eating out of fear that someone might contaminate his meals. Levine suggests that Diddy may want to be silenced before he can testify because he has important information about high-stakes, deep-pocketed individuals. Justin Bieber, Kevin Hart, Kevin Wahlberg, saying that Diddy is staying put and not leaving anytime soon. The amount of money Diddy tried to buy his way out is even more amazing. To put it in perspective, the average bail for a serious crime in California is about $2 million, for which you normally only need to come up with 10%, $200,000. So $500,000 is no joke. And the fact the judge didn't even blink and still said no just goes to show how serious Cass is. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. You may pay that by using your home or other assets as security, but did he offer a far larger sum, an $18 million mansion, and the court still told him he wasn't going anywhere? How you got it matters more than how much money you have or how glamorous your life seems. If you do shady things to get to where you are, eventually you'll have to face the consequences of your actions. It may take some time. But in Diddy's case, it appears that jail time is the return on his investment. So what specifically did Diddy do that got him into this trouble? The indictment stated that Diddy was released immediately following his arrest. The charges against him go all the way back to 2008. He managed to avoid detection for more than 10 years because he had a number of powerful people working with him. In addition, he had a number of hotels nationwide under his control and a network of people who made sure his victims remained silent. In some cases, if they hadn't, he might have even ended up carrying or brandishing firearms to threaten and intimidate them. The majority of Diddy's victims were flown into the US and coerced into these heinous acts. They didn't sign up for any of it, and Diddy and his people used a variety of twisted tactics to control them. These parties weren't only upsetting, but they were also captured on camera. Some of these parties lasted for days, and the victims needed IV fluids to recover from the physical and psychological harm they had suffered. The probe revealed, among other things, that they utilized Veibreaked. They witnessed these incidents and cases of the kind of personal lubricants and baby oil that calms the crew reportedly used to supply hotel rooms for the freaks. More than 1,000 bottles altogether. They also use lots of lubricants and baby oil on these victims, both men and women. We'll have to wait and see how this all plays out in court. But one thing is certain. Diddy, everyone involved in his criminal enterprise, and the victims who endured these terrible experiences are all coming to terms with the fact that justice may finally be served. That's all for this video, people. He has had a huge impact on the music industry and built an empire. But this dark side of his life is casting a long shadow over everything he's accomplished.